Hello Runescape, Mr. here with a new video, and how is everyone doing? This is another podcast. This time we have the usual people. We have Toy Mouse, Troll, and Riddle, but they can introduce themselves in the order of who's most amazing. Go.
Hey, so I'm Riddle, and I'm more amazing than these other two, so thank you. Yeah.
These people are bad. Just saying.
That was
I'm
terrible.
Troll for 6-4. I know it was terrible.
And I'm Toy Mouse.
Beautiful. So the order, well not order, what we're going to discuss for this podcast is probably what you can guess from the title of the video, which is if this is or was the year of the player as announced in the beginning of the year. And starting off easy, is this the year of the player? Well, was it?
No.
Why not?
None of the updates that I mean, some of them were, but most of the updates that players asked for did not come through, or Jagex did it, but they made you pay real life money for it through Solomon's General Store or Squeal of Fortune.
The only few updates I saw as the year of the players is with my comp cape. When I die with it, it turns to
You keep it.
Yeah, it keeps into cape form.
What about old school though?
No one plays old school.
Wow. No, old school is one of the more, I guess, successful things this year. Thinking that it was a bunch of people who voted yes for it. Like, how many votes did it have? Like 200,000 votes, which is quite a lot of votes, to be honest. And people on there get to decide exactly what's going to happen, what's not going to happen in it. So, thinking about that and how early that was released in the year, those people could kind of call it the year of the player, I guess, if you think it that way.
Yeah, but I mean, 07 isn't even 07 anymore. It's pretty much a private server.
No, not really.
It's
not very private.
I mean, I'm not saying it's like a private server, but they're getting updates that 07 never had.
Yeah, that's
I know
a good
it's
thing,
supposed
though.
to be good for the game and keep people around, but it takes away from the original 07.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of weird, actually. Like, people want the nostalgia, and they release new stuff to it. Be like, yeah, it's just nostalgia.
Yeah,
I
like
like the
you never
white-
had.
Except for those new updates were dependent on what people voted for.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
weren't just
polls are
random
cool,
things.
but
Those were polls.
Yeah, but the point of it is that for them it is the year of the player because they get to decide exactly what happens. And yeah, so they would agree
why
on
doesn't
that,
UFC
most
get
likely.
that? UFC should get a voting poll and updates. That'd be amazing.
Exactly.
Oh, that would be so amazing. Like, seriously. Enough with these soft updates. Seriously. So much experience I've seen.
What about, what would you call the year, though? Like, personally, I think it's more directed towards lore this year than anything else, but...
I was gonna say, it is kind of year of the player in the sense of that this is the first time where we've actually been able to choose which god that we follow.
Yeah, that's
As
true
in,
as well, actually. Like,
As in emissaries and all that. This is the
Yeah.
first time we can actually go, I want to be aligned with this god.
that's actually
We've never
a
been
very,
able to
very
do that
fair
before.
point. And thinking about how they've done things this year, as in the world wakes or the world events, we get to kind of choose what happens and who wins and what gets put in the game, basically, in that way. Which I guess could count as a form of the year of the player. Seeing that it's for, like, the year of the player, what is the year of the player? Like, how would you define that? To kind of get that straight.
If player had more interaction with what the Jagex does, like some updates shouldn't be happening, and
I mean,
some...
the year of the player. I mean, the Virago boss was a good. That's a good example of year of the player because people wanted a boss that was hard and challenging, and even to this day, Virago is still hard. And even during the update, when the people were having problems like dying and losing their gravestones and things like that, Mod Crystal was there helping everyone fix that problem. He got it fixed in within 2 or 3 days. Everyone had their stuff back. Everything was fixed. Virago was patched. You know, everything was working. So I mean, that's an example of actually year of the player that something actually went right.
We also have the Charm Collector, which was a community suggestion, or more like a YouTuber suggestion with support from the community, I guess. But it is also a content that was released. I also know that Sinkholes was the player suggestion, which was added into the game. I'm trying to think of more stuff now, but I can't really do it. We have the Riddle Armor from the Solomons, but yeah, I guess people want it, and at least they got it, I guess.
With a lot of the updates, we don't decide on the updates, but we more decide on how happens. If that makes sense. So with the world events and stuff, it wasn't just a set, oh, this god's going to win. They made the updates, but then players decide how things work out and all of that. So we didn't get to choose on as many of the updates. We chose on how the updates worked.
Yeah, how they turned out and how
Yeah. Well, we did have the dwarf quest. That was a kind of a poll kind of thing, like we can choose which quest we wanted, and we kind of got that. Which is a good thing as well, I guess.
Yeah, well, I didn't really find that. Well, that was the only vote poll we had on anything in a long time. Like,
Yeah.
Well, there was a vote poll for the. Do you want the
Divination.
RuneScape, the app?
Divination
thing,
Cape,
and the
that's a true
Divination
thing.
Skill Cape.
I
Yeah,
like that.
we'll call it
The
Divination.
options wasn't really very varied. It was like, you want gray or white, pretty much, you know? Or blue or purple, which I found kind of weird, I guess. I was kind of hoping for more variety, like pink cape or purple cape or white cape or whatever. But I guess not. But hopefully we can do that in the future as well. It kind of
Wait,
makes...
for which thing is this?
We got to
The
decide the
Divination.
colors of the Divination Cape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learn to follow, or
I
guess.
thought that's what I was talking about.
Oh.
But yeah, as in, even though there wasn't a massive variety of colours or stuff, like they had that general colour theme that they wanted, but we chose which one we thought looked best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
guess.
the one we chose was ugly, so congratulations, players.
And
I thought it was the most unique and different. That's the reason I voted for that
It
one.
reminds me of like
Most
Thieving
different.
Cape.
the Thieving Cape, why? Oh,
Well, the other ones look more like a
purple.
thieving
I guess
cape
the
or
purple
cookie
trim,
cape.
but the blue there's just too much blue. There's fishing, the light blue on summoning, defense,
yeah, I understand what you mean.
agility's dark blue. There's just too much blue in the game.
What would you want? Like, what cape would you want if you could choose?
A rainbow colored cape.
Okay.
No, like seriously, if you could decide the colors of the inventor skill, what would you do?
Have a comp.
Something that was based around inventor, kind of like crafting and smithing combined.
Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be quite like either a silver or a brown.
Okay, so
That-
like
that-
smithing stream.
That's what it
crafting.
sounds like it's gonna be.
Wait, what?
It's just gonna be smithing.
I guess, yeah.
That's all it's
I
gonna
mean,
be.
it could smithing with the silver trim would actually look really, really nice. Like
Yeah.
the smithing brown with the silver trim.
I'm trying to.
Maybe
think
maybe
of
we'll
that.
do a vote poll on that. Maybe Jagex will do a vote poll on that one as well.
They will. I know that they will. The Dungeoneering in Cape had a vote poll as well. It's kind of strange, but it did a while back. I was like, huh? When the Dungeoneering came out. But seriously, if I would say, was this the year of the player? No, it wasn't.
What do you think it wasn't? Like if you think about everything we have old school, how old school works. We have like the world event and how we can choose who wins, what wins. We have the quests and we can decide our own future in the game as the player. And we have these polls, not many polls maybe, but we did have the polls for like the quest and divination skill kit with everything. And compared to with all this kind of stuff, why isn't it the year of the player?
Oh, I would actually agree with one thing. The Will of Good, well, and that was a good year
A
of the
well
player.
good,
Hey,
yeah.
Yeah, that as
Think of it
well.
a different
Well.
way. Think of it slightly different. Instead of is this the year of the player overall, is it more towards players than previous years?
Yes, definitely. That's true.
I would
Yeah.
say yes.
Yes.
Stop
I
going about this whole year but just by itself. Compare it to the other years. And it was
God, then you can't say no to that because they actually focused this year on some of the players and feedbacks and stuff. Other
Exactly.
years they would just be like, oh, update, update, update. Don't care, don't care, don't care.
Oh my god, I'm gonna give Jagex this. Some of the updates were quite amazing.
Like,
I would say the Rise of the Six, Virago, and the small updates such as the Tusks, the
Yeah, the air roots.
Air Roots, yes.
it also reminds me, we actually have had 2 betas this year as well, which is more player feedback getting in the game. So, like, personally, I think, like, you could call it the year of the player, I guess, but personally, I think it's more directed towards lore. But,
Yeah,
as Riddle said, they have been focusing it more on the player this year than any year before. So,
actually have.
yeah. But,
I,
I'm not sure if it would, like, it's kind of tricky to agree with MMG when it says the year of the player, because to be fair, he did kind of succeed that when they said that, okay, it's going to be the year to play. We kind of got that, I guess, but it wasn't really as much as we'd expect, I guess.
Yeah, so I see what you mean. But then again, when you look at how far in advance they have to plan stuff, if you had players deciding everything, imagine just how long everything would take
Yeah.
from the poll to actually coming out. As in, you can't do it for everything. Things would just take too long.
Yeah.
So what do you...
Well, they're kind of still focused on the Euro player because everyone's, you know, the boss is Virago and the Rise of the Six is a team boss. You can't solo it. Players are complaining about that, you know, like we want solo content. So I mean, Mod Crusoe and some other ones are looking into a soloable boss that's going to give high level item drops as well. So players, so that's focused on the Year of the Player as well.
Yeah, we also had one of the most desirable updates. Well, updates, things that could happen in the game that most people want, which is removing bots and gold farmers, which have actually been very, very successful this year.
Oh, the bonds.
Yeah, bonds,
The bonds,
and
best
bot
update
nukes.
ever.
That had to be the best update, like, ever. Like, seriously, that... I'll give it, Jagex a lot of kudos for doing that. Like, seriously, that had to be one of the best updates. Gold farming has just died out. There's no one
Doesn't even
botting
exist
anymore.
No,
anymore.
like gold farming is still there. There's about small pieces.
Come-
It's like
come
people
on.
who scam or
I mean, in the first month
hack
it dropped
accounts, I
by,
guess.
What, it was at 60 or 80% in the first month of bonds being out. They gave us like how much it was, and like 4 million rune coins were bought in the first month of bonds being out.
Yeah.
And we also have, going a little bit away from that, I guess, we have Runefest, where people got to kind of go there and kind of like give their ideas to serious people. And I know they're working on a Barbarian Assault rework after a player suggestion over there, which is
Maybe
also pretty
bring
cool.
back
Huh?
retro torso, retro armors, retro torso.
And we also have like a couple of times, I think it's like been 3 player visits to Jagex this year from maybe YouTubers and such who have been able to kind of pass on ideas from their communities, friends, and whoever kind of wants to, what people want in the game, I guess.
Yeah.
And those people know what they're doing. I'm not trying to hint over to myself here, but like, but if you consider it, like, there's only been known people over to Jagex who have been able to give away suggestions and good ideas to the game. And those were taken seriously, like Mark was writing down ideas and actually considering them. And I know that a Valley of the Dead, and like the Hunger Games kind of RuneScape thingy, and the Skiller boss is ideas based on those player visits. I had a little thing for that myself. Woohoo! Yeah, but the point is that players did get to pass on a ton of ideas for serious consideration, instead of like hopefully making consider if you put it on like suggestion forums or something like that, if that makes any sense. Which I think is pretty good, and that as well kind of lets the player decide more this year than what they ever could before, in form of like what's being released in the future. Not necessarily this year, I guess, but at least we have a finger in the next year.
Yeah.
There's one thing though that caught my eye on the live stream at the Runefest. They somehow hinted something at School of Forging being removed, but I can't.
I really hope it does.
Oh yeah.
I hope so too.
School of Fortune is so bad.
They even made fun of yelps in the top Trump cards.
Did they?
Yeah, I read it on the Reddit page. They wrote something that it was originally called Dimwit, and it fell down the stairs and was bullied in Goblin Village and whatever. So
That's terrible.
I know.
That's terrible.
Oh.
So I'm not
so
sure.
fun.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
That's terrible.
it is kind of terrible, but it's kind of funny, I guess. And like no one likes yelps, and they said at Runefest that the player can decide if yelps or yelps dies, basically. That's what they were saying. And they also said that if players could choose, he's most likely gonna die. So I agree with that. Like, if we get to choose if yelps are gonna die, he's gonna die. He's going down. Whoa.
I don't care if that happens. Jagex.
Maybe they'll make it a monster where you kill it, and you'll
That'd
be
be
able to
pretty
kill yelps. And the only person in RuneScape I can tell you right now that'll never be able to kill him is Troll464.
Well, he's
Oh, thank you.
stop it. Get off that. Yeah, but yelps is combat 10 following the top Trump thing.
Oh.
So it's not that high. It would be kind of funny if it was like Combat 2000. The rise of the 6 just harder. The rise of Yelps. I don't know.
Gosh.
That'd be
Oh my
terrible.
god. Yeah, but I it's kind of weird that they kind of release a squeal and then they remove it so players get happy. It's
Yeah,
like,
I mean, well, they were released it because they were running low on money. So like the best idea was like, let's bring in some form of way that. Except
but
now,
I-
because so many people spend money on the pendants, they actually removed the pendants from Wheel of Fortune completely.
well, that's a complete other topic. We should get back on the year of the
Yeah.
player.
Okay, let's get back to Year of the Player,
Yeah.
not Squeal of Fortune.
We can do Squeal of Fortune in another podcast or something. I don't know.
Don't support Squeal of Fortune, kids. It's bad for your health.
Say no to drugs and Squeal of Fortune. You know.
Support Solomon's general store because it's all cosmetic.
There's always I like Solomons, but that's again another topic. We should rather discuss microtransactions in some kind of other podcast. But let's get back on the year of the player. So you guys, do all of you agree when I say that you don't think this was year of the player?
I would say it's 50-50, honestly, because some of the updates that came through, but then you got to realize some of the players were asking for some ridiculous ideas, you know.
Yeah.
So Jagex gonna, you know, some people were like, oh, let's have a Christmas event where more party hats are dropped or something like that. It's like, no.
Well, to be fair,
That's not gonna happen.
every single major update that people really wanted was released to the game.
Yeah, and people were crying about pre-UC coming back. And I was like, no, UC's fun. You just get off the topic of crying for that. They can't just go from pre-UC to EUC to pre-UC like that and just think that you'll be happy.
You're gonna get so many comments in the comment section raging on
I
that.
know, everyone's gonna hate on you for saying that.
But okay, so what could make it more a year to player? Like, what could be done to feel that kind of thing? What could be made different?
If the JMods focused more around the updates and they worked around with the player with the updates, not just, you know, here's an update, but you can only obtain it through Squeal of Fortune or Silent General Store. More ways of obtaining the player idea and working with the players instead of against them.
Are they working against them though?
I mean, not against them,
Like
but just
Santa?
working to their
Without
advantage.
them.
Like, somebody like the Christmas outfit, they drew it, and you know, you can get it with loyalty and rune coins, which is amazing. But imagine if they only did it with rune coins, so you're forced to buy rune coins or bonds to buy the outfit. It would be to Jagex's advantage because they'd make money off of it. But since they released it with loyalty, I think it's fair because you can get it with loyalty. And being loyal to Runescape, you can
Okay.
like that. But that's all I can see. All that would actually make the player of the year, I guess, for 2013 a bit better than 2012's.
Okay. So, what do you other think?
Yeah, that's actually good. But there's one thing that I don't understand why they did it. But that's just the Black Santa. But everyone said no to it, but they still released it.
Well, it wasn't that big of a thing, to be honest.
And it's still big.
It's still bigger.
It's in that 400-500 mil mark.
Well, yeah, but it's gonna go down. It's one of those items,
No,
like,
it's going to keep going up.
Let's hope it keeps going down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
let's
is
hope.
ugly. I saw it yesterday. It's just, oh. No,
Dude, I saw it as well.
I did
No.
actually get a message during recording now where it says, someone pulled their festive cracker and received a black Santa hat. In green text, you're probably a friend of mine who got a Santa or something.
But
If
they're
it's in
asking for
green
money.
text.
Should we just continue or are we quitting?
Continue.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think quit
The
because
drop
the next drop
200
is
festive crackers is dropped in like 15 minutes.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
No,
I
we can
think-
do another dungeon on that.
Well,
Like 20 minutes actually. Let's do it. YOLO.
okay. If it gets about 3 minutes remaining and we're not done, I'm just leaving.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Not good enough,
back on
5.
track, I guess. We're getting closer to end with about 10 minutes left, I guess, before we should kind of head towards an end. So, yeah, I forgot your name now. Toy Mouse, you said your opinion. Riddle, Troll, what could make this the year of the player? Like, what could be done different?
More interaction with the player. That's all I can say. More interaction.
But they have interacted quite a lot, like Twitter, Reddit.
Yeah, but who uses Twitter? That's just old school.
And we even had the community roundup being written by players even.
Yeah, but that
Until
means-
that kind of
Until-
backfired.
Let's not go into
That
that.
okay, let's move on.
Yeah, let's
Okay?
not
Let's
let's
move
not
on.
get in trouble
We're not
here. Let's
going
not
into
get in
that.
trouble with some secret information. But
Okay.
what do you guys think?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Like,
Dane just said he said there's interaction, but it's on Twitter. I mean, talking about interaction in games with updates, like Mod Crystal with the Virago. He was there, fighting alongside with people. Something like that with updates, like when the skilling boss comes out. I know there's gonna be a skilling boss for skillers. So, bring in a skiller mod if there's any mods or player mods player mods or J mods or skillers, come
Hey,
to the event, host it and help people.
I'm a skiller.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I know that they do kind of try to get some PMOds in on various events. So, for example, the Dungeoneers weekend, I believe they want to give some PMOds on that, but because PMOds are moderators, right? They're like star players to some noobs in the game and everything, so it helps, I guess. But I don't really think we could like make PMOds represent to Jagex to make it to player to player and that kind of stuff.
I'm
I
just
guess.
saying something like just more interaction in the game, not outside the game. Like I know Twitter and stuff like that.
Yeah, I really like that they have kind of. Well, to be fair, if you think about it, RuneScape is one of the games where you can interact with the developers and the makers of the game the best possible way. Like every single one that's kind of openly in the RuneScape family, like, for example, Mod Slayer or the community mods and whatever, they have Twitters or posts on Reddit and the forums kind of all the time, so everyone knows you're there and they get to talk to them pretty easily, to be honest.
Yeah.
So Jagex is very good on communicating with the customers, but people still rage. That's kind of weird.
You can never satisfy any player. Not one person you can never satisfy.
I'm pretty satisfied.
I'm satisfied.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you can be happy, but nice bench. You just got killed. That was priceless. He got double KO'd on a rune crafting door. But
Wow.
yeah,
On a
I can't
rune
even
crafting
focus
door.
now because of that.
Magic kills monsters and
that was
everything, but it gets
priceless.
killed by a door. Okay.
This is sad.
Yeah.
It's really awkward when that happens when you think about it. Like all of these big boss monsters and you kill through them all and then you die to a door. Like, oh.
Okay,
Actually,
so
that's what
what
I
did you
was talking about.
expect when, I mean, like, I haven't said my opinion here. I think that did actually pretty good on the year after player. But personally, as I said, I think they kind of focus it more on decisions we can make for ourselves in the future rather than what comes this year, basically.
Yeah, I would just say more like voting polls. I know that's 07 thing, but why not just throw someone in the OC?
Yeah,
It can't
I
hurt
agree
players.
though. Like, if we could decide, like, with polls, what could be happening more in future. Like the Dwarf Quest or the Divination Skill Kit.
Yeah.
Not necessarily major things, but like small patch fixes and things like that.
Yeah, small last minute things they can add into an update would be nice.
Yeah, I think they were pretty cool. So, yeah, I was having some kind of question for you guys, but I forgot it now.
I'm think
Remember,
like this is I don't know if they do this actually, so I may get this wrong, but possibly they could have helped the players more with patch notes, as in after an update happens, the feedback that the players give is what they put into a patch notes that they're changing and like all of that for the next week. If that makes sense.
No.
Yeah.
Instead of
I
I'm trying
kind
to
of
think
get what
of how
you're
to,
saying.
like instead of just bringing out a piece of content and then moving on to the next bit, they bring it out and then they take player feedback and change the content a little bit to how the players want it.
Well, they do, partly, in some
Yeah,
updates.
they do
Partly,
that. They
but
fix
not for a
I mean,
while.
they fix bugs or things like that.
Like,
They
if
fix
a lot of
bugs,
people
yeah,
rage to
but
do
it
that.
takes a while for changes.
Yeah, I can tell you that it does take a while. So if a JMod listens to this, go fix the arcane, please.
Wait,
yeah,
what? Fix what?
like,
Fix it.
seriously.
It still has the Elysian sigil on it. It's been out since the NIS update came out.
Fair enough.
It may not be high priority, but still, it's been 3 months.
That
or
would take
something.
like 30 seconds.
Okay. Moving on. Let's see, what Mario is it to discuss? Next year, what do you think next year's gonna be?
It's from what I saw from the RuneFest player interaction with the RuneFest live. They actually did really cool with that because some people that didn't go to RuneFest could still watch it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. But yeah, when I saw the RuneFest, some of the updates next year look pretty amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking forward to 2013.
14.
14. I don't remember what year it is. I don't remember when my birthday is.
I don't know
even
when my year
age
it is.
anymore.
I play Runescape too much, I forget what year it is.
Who are you people?
Stranger danger. But yeah, from the updates I saw, they look pretty amazing. I can't wait to see some of the updates coming into the game.
I've already forgotten everything other than Inventor.
Inventor,
Literally everything.
the smithing. Well, you got the smithing update where they're gonna rework smithing and mining. The soul weapons, I guess. Stuff like that. It just sounds really, really cool.
Yeah,
and I'm looking forward to that.
Like, I can actually boss with you guys whenever the Skeletor boss is out. I'd be like, swag,
When
YOLO.
the boss comes out.
Yeah. I don't know.
Picked up the tree and cut it down. I'm joking.
Get it? Okay,
Good job,
so
you killed the boss. You killed a tree.
any final comments? I love the enthusiasm, guys.
Well done. Good
Yeah,
job.
Jagex.
Veteran played
Fix
well.
your
support
glitches,
Skeletor.
Jagex.
My final comment is don't support Squeal of Fortune. It's bad for your health.
Okay, so one final question I made up in the beginning here. I believe that some GMOs will probably be watching this, so if you could suggest anything, like fixes or things they could do better next year, what would it be?
Fix some of your major glitches.
Less Squeal of Fortune updates with experience. I'm getting tired of that. Like every day I log on, oh, here's 200,000 free experience. Stop that. Just stop.
Stop!
I don't want free experience. I want to work for my XP.
Beautiful.
What about you, Riddle?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of something at the moment. Ask Troll.
What about you?
I don't know.
Fix some of the major glitches. Like, some kid in this dungeon got Portent of Life and it's not even 99. Divination, just saying. Please, Jagex, fix some of those.
Please, Jagex.
You said that in the mode like, I hate them all.
Okay, so personally, we should totally release a stage of me in Lumbridge. But that's pretty much everything.
That would, I mean, I don't know about worshipping because that would worship a false god, so the gods would actually be angry at you. But a statue of Will Missive would be pretty cool.
Thank you.
Well, actually,
Finally, someone who agrees.
yeah. But no,
I mean, he's
just
got those
one
big feet in the
update.
halo, so I mean.
That'd be beautiful. But okay. What about you, Riddle? Want to say anything before we end it off?
The only thing I can think of which I want them to change in the game is some of the, like, with KBD, he's a real nice boss, but to be fair, he just kind of like a back-end boss in the game now. He could be buffed a bit.
Oh man, that would be pretty cool. Buff the rewards
and maybe
give
also
him
have
more.
the instance, whatever it's called, thing on them.
Why would you need instance for King Black Dragon?
Yeah, why?
King Black Dragon.
Oh,
Oh,
King
King.
Black Dragon.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
God, no.
King.
King Black Dragon's terrible. No, go home.
No,
He's terrible.
no, that's what I say. If he was buffed a bit, to be fair, he's a
Even
good
if he was
concept.
buffed, you could probably solo. What me and Banjo were soloing him with no armor on because he's just that bad.
It's kind of like
Kinda-
weird to be
that's
honest. If you
kind of
like,
the idea in a buff.
Debuff him, yeah.
They're buffing Giant Mole, guys. Take it easy. God.
They-
I think, to be fair, Giant Mole I also like, but he moves around too much. That's his.
They need to make him move. There should be a spell that you can cast on him that makes him stop moving for 20 seconds.
those dragons are the weirdest relationship I've ever seen. It's like a
Well,
massive,
yeah.
overpowered woman and like a weak father that everyone kills.
She's supposed to be in the kitchen.
Oh.
So much for respecting people on video.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
If Giant Mole only moved around about 4 times, depending on like how much its health is, that'd be really nice.
Yeah.
But
It
actually,
moves out in
like,
different phases, a third of HP, half of HP, and then its final HP. That would be really cool.
yeah,
But it
I
just
still
moves around
think
randomly right now.
more bosses which are not, as in a lot of the RuneScape bosses, it's not about tactics or anything like that. It's purely if you got
Right.
armor, you just charge in and hope. Yeah, apart from Virago, you just
KK.
And
kind
Rise
of
of the
charge in,
Six,
hope for the
And
best.
KK.
I know, but then because the boss is harder,
And
they
hard
bring
mode
out
God
better
Wars.
weapons, and then because they bring out better weapons, the boss becomes easy. So
They
bring
are
out
going to bring out
boss,
better
and then they have to
weapons.
bring out better weapons. And it's just a constant cycle. Maybe bosses which are
You're
lower
just-
level.
Riddle, you're just saying what updates are coming next year. They're bringing out weapons that focus on if you kill a monster, it powers up from that kill. It keeps powering up from monsters that you kill. Called I think they're called soul weapons.
Even though they took that from that one.
Okay, beautiful, guys. I think we're gonna end it off there. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about this year. If it was the year of the player, if not, why not, and what could be done better. My name is Will Missed. You guys can say your names in order of coolness.
Riddle.
Oh my god. I'm Toy Mouse, and I'm gonna take that woman joke back so that nobody hates me.
They already do. Don't worry about that.
Everybody hates me already, but you know.
Supported EOC, everyone will hate you, and I'm
Yeah.
for 6 score.
Beautiful. My name is Will Missed, and I'll see you guys later.